All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you are well. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm tired. Can everybody hear me well? Please speak up, say something in the chat, especially if you're just lurking. Let me know who's here watching today. I'm going to put some lotion. First, I'm going to clean my hands. I've got some hand sanitizer, and then I'm going to put some lotion on my hands so I don't get so dry. I've had a busy week. We've had lots of rain here. In fact, I had a notification that we may even have a flood watch today, but I've been so busy in my studio, I haven't even looked outside. I did let Hercules out earlier, and it wasn't raining. Didn't look like it was cloudy or anything, so hopefully if it is raining, we won't get any flash flooding today. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I thought we would kind of continue working on this journal that I started last week. I've not had a lot of time to sit in my studio to get things prepared for the Traveler's Notebook size journal. I didn't have enough time because I've been working at our shop, and then I've also been working in our backyard. I need to post some photos online, but may be hard to see. Maybe if I do it this way. So this is my corner of my house, and you can kind of see that these are a different color of paver. That used to be a flower bed, and it's on the southwest corner of my house, so it wasn't really getting enough sun, so things weren't growing, and this was only one paver width here, so it was a little narrow space. So I replaced all of that bed and put pavers in, and I also, let me go this way, made this new area. It was a bed that had some lye rope in it and a couple of irises, but things weren't growing very well. So now I've got a soaker hose in here, and I've put all these pavers down, so it looks a lot better. Oh, thank you so much, Susie, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I've been busy working in the yard in the early morning before the sun gets on this side of the house, and I've got to I can't remember how many pavers it was. It seemed like we came up with 16 to 20 more pavers. I've got a space right here that the grass doesn't grow very well, that we're talking about adding pavers there in our yard, because the dogs don't like to walk on the grass. So that's some of the stuff that I've been working on. Oh, here's my nails this week. Yeah, I'm really tired. I'm sore. My back hurts, my hips, sitting on the ground, and then you have to stand up, and I have a tool that has little prongs in it, so it sticks down in the ground, and then you twist it, and that kind of breaks up the dirt, so that even though we've had a lot of rain right under the eave of the house, it wasn't getting any rain. It was really hard. That's why I put in the soaker hose under there. And so I've got it, that going now. So I'm hoping to plant spinach and lettuce, cilantro in the new year. I may do, not new year, but in the next spring. I may do some in late August, early September, because it starts to get a little bit cooler here, so that it could be what they call cold weather crop. So we'll see. Hey, Margie, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's a little bit about what I've been doing, and I'm wore out. We're taking a break for a few days. So last week I showed y'all basically, I continued on. This will be week 3 of working on this. The first week, we made some mixed media paper out of a paper sack. So here is what that partly looks like there that I cut up. And then I did some stenciling on the back side. I've got a few things that I grabbed that I thought we could use to decorate with. I showed you where I added to a book page some mixed media papers that I had made earlier on. These were all gel prints that I made into a multi-pocket thing. This was another one of the pages here, and I was just trying to audition. I've got this stamped image that I thought looked good there, and I may, I don't know if this fits. It may not fit the theme. I've got a paper doily I just saw a minute ago, and maybe what I'll do is if I cut this, let's see what this looks like. Wonder if I can I don't know if I want to do a little wedge like that. Let's just put that there for a moment to audition it to see if that's something we want to put there. And then this part is an envelope. I did this off camera, but I plan to show you how I did it on the other side. I added a piece of paper to the flap of this envelope, so it was a long, skinny envelope. I punched a circle and put a brad through it. On the inside, oh, I just ripped my envelope. I'll have to fix that. On the inside, I put a piece of tape over where that brad is. And I'm going to see if I can fix this. Put a little piece of tape in here. That's not going to work. Okay, I'll fix it later. I'll put some paper in there and fix that. So I've made a pocket here. I made a two-sided altered paper clip last week to go on the front here. And then this flips open, and we've got writing space here and here. And I had this in my stash from making a long time ago. I think I had it on a oversized postcard, and I had just glued some pieces down. And I was just going to lay that in there. I need to finish decorating these areas. And then this is my double-sided paper clip. So you've got a space here, so you can just slide this over. So I thought we would do is maybe make a journal. This would close like this to go in here. So I've got some things piled up here. I'm going to put this to the side for a moment. I've got a couple things here piled up. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this too. Let's do this first. So this is where I mopped up on my gel plate, and I did it in strips. And what I've done is I went through another piece of paper that I'd kind of done that where I had made strips by cleaning off my gel plate. And my thought was to come in here and glue these down in between where I didn't have any paint. Maybe even use some distress ink in here. Let me move this out of the way so you can kind of see how that comes together. So what I'm going to do right now before I glue anything down is right here, I want to grab a scrap of paper and go like this and put another piece of paper right here. And let's get a different color of distress ink. So maybe let's do Seedless Preserves, and I've got my Seedless Preserves brush. So I'm just gonna kind of line that up like this, and then come in here. So that added a little bit of color there. I need a little bit more here, so I'm gonna move this down. Go like that. Okay, that kind of filled that in. And then this one's going to go here to fill that one. And then this is going to go here. So let's glue those into place and then I'll have them. I am going to add some right here. Okay, let's glue this down. So how's everybody? All well? You having a good week? Yay! Robin won the FFA. All right, let's go like this. I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue. Okay, put that back over here. And then let's put this right here. Kind of covers that up. I'm going to flip this over to the back side and smoosh that out. Okay, I like that. And then these pieces, let's put one here. Yeah, let's put one there. I'm just using some, what was this, 8.5 by 11 paper that I had used to do the gel printing on. Sometimes I'll use book pages. Kind of depends whatever I have on hand. All right, so this is going to go right here. Turn this over. And then we'll put this one down here. Yep. So I'm just going to glue directly on the paper. I know that this book page that I gel printed on is longer than the paper I'm gluing it to. So I'm just going to put the glue there. Kind of touch it. Okay. And then place it. Kind of get it lined up. And then again, pressing it from the back. That way it doesn't move on me and I get that glue squished out. All right, let's go like this. So now I've got this piece that I can use to embellish or whatever. I'm going to set that aside for just a moment. I just wanted to get that done before I got started. So this is another piece of a shopping bag. You can probably see where the folds are in it. I've gone around it with some distress ink, and then I went through my stash and I found some paper. So this is pen-fed printer paper. So this was when I worked at Oklahoma Farm Bureau. We had this paper that they printed on, and whenever they would either start a new pad or box, or they had to print a runner that kind of told you what the job was, they would have papers left over that you couldn't put back in the printer because they weren't long enough. So I would ask them to save them for me. So I had a little stack that I found back here. And what I did was I folded it where one side was just slightly smaller over here. And then I folded this over to match. And then I folded this piece over. So we have basically a blank piece of paper that we can write upon. I've got a page out of a coloring book that I've folded. I've got a piece of music that I cut down that can go in here. I have a piece of notebook paper that is from a composition notebook, and it's normally almost 8.5 by 11 in size when folded, and I just trimmed it to fit what's going to be my little journal that's going to go in the envelope. I went ahead and distressed a few of these little tear-off notepads, and I've got some imagery here. I think what I want to do is I want to open this up, and let's grab a stencil and let's spray this so it has a pattern on it. So I've got my spray box. I'm going to lay that in here, and I think I have one more of those, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out because I plan to make 2 of these little journals. I don't want to get spray on that by accident, so I'm moving things out of the way. And did I? Oh, that's right. See, I haven't even been in my room enough that I forgot that I have stencils in my water bath over here. I'm going to put a glove on. I don't want to put my hands in the dirty water. So I'm just going to grab my glove. Okay. So this is my Connected Daisies stencil. It's a new stencil that I made here recently. All right, let's clean this off just a little bit. I think I put it in there because I was using Distress Oxides on it. And sometimes when you use Distress Oxides and then Tattered Angels, it discolors whatever color you were using. So I didn't want that to happen. Okay. All right, take my glove off. Actually, I probably should leave my glove on because I'm going to be using my spray. And I don't want it to accidentally leak all over my hand. All right, so let's put this in here like so. And then let's see, what color? We've been doing a lot of teal, so I'm going to try to find a pink, purple maybe. Let's see. I've got a couple of colors. They're almost empty. I'm trying to use up some of my sprays that I've had. This one is Pop Rocks. And this one was from the Enchanted Rose kit. Oh, that one's dried up. Let me get a different color. Here's another from the Enchanted Rose. Ah, here we go. It's a little bit pink. All right, this I need to fix or pour into the other bottle. And then I'm going to grab the other notebook paper and press that on top. Okay, and then while that's still in there, I'm going to spray the other side just a little bit. And then lay this on the side over here. So it just made a subtle pattern on there. Let that dry for a moment. This can go back in my little folder. Whenever I have to do the head cleaning on my printer, I'll save those pages so I can use them to make little folders for my stencils. All right, let's spray this side. Okay, now those can go back over here. Clean my hands off. Get this out of here. All right. All right, take my gloves off. All right, so there's that page. Let's dry it. Thank you, Julie. Hello, Barbara. Hello, everybody. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Giovanna's always here. Hey, Sheila. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I owe some people some coupon codes. Robin reminded me 5 minutes before the live, and I was like, well, I don't have time right now, so nope, didn't get that done. So I'll try to do that tomorrow when I sit down at the computer. I kind of like how that pink and the purple comes together on this page. All right, I'll fold this in half again. That's kind of pretty, just simple, you know, not too much on there. I'll get a scrap of paper. Then maybe we want to stamp around the edge just a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. I have this one out. So this is the Henna Rose stamp. Getting my jet black archival ink. All right, let's go across the top a little bit. I just want a subtle pattern around the edge. So look at your stamps and see what you have that would make a pretty border, that it doesn't have to be an actual border stamp. I'll go ahead and stamp down the middle. So when it's folded in half, you'll see it all the way around. Okay, let's go ahead and do this side too. Blah, 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 I know. All right. What is everybody working on? Do you have projects that you're trying to get done? Like I said, I've been working out in the yard, trying to get things working. Our blackberry bush is out of control. It has some berries on it, but the squirrels have gotten to them before I have this time around. All this rain we've had, it has grown way too much. So I'm waiting until most of the berries are gone after the squirrels take them, and it's going to get whacked. The bush, that is. Way back. Okay, I like the way that looks. You know what? I think what I want to do with this cover is I had... Where'd it go? I know I had more than one, but we'll just grab this one. I have one of these calico collage images, and I think it would look pretty right here on the front, but I think I want to add some color around the edge, maybe even a little bit on the back. So let's do the seedless preserves, and I'm going to put my gloves back on just because I don't want to get Distress Oxide all over my hands. I bought a box of gloves. These are a large, so they're really easy to get on and off. I think they may be a little bit loose on me, but I'm okay with it. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right around the edge. So that when we put that image on, which is a 5x7 image from Calico Collage, they're from their Artful sets. Spring flowers or spring blossoms, I can't remember. I've got the link in the description box to one of the collection. So how is that? That just kind of gives it a subtle color behind there. And I think I'll go ahead and just kind of do the edge on the back. And maybe even get out a stencil and add a little pattern. Let's get out a stencil and see what we can put on here. What do I got here? What do I want to use? Oh, you're in the wrong spot, stencil. You're not supposed to be with the flowers. You're supposed to be with the stars. Oh, let's do the little rose, small rose stencil. All right, so I'll put that across. Try to add a little bit of color here. My in camera, I think I shifted things here. Well, that's a nice subtle pattern, isn't it? I like the seedless preserves, Robin. It's a pretty color. All right, we'll lay that back over here. And I think let's stamp around the edge of that one too. I'm going to try to make it really small in the border area. Okay. Okay. Move that out of the way just so you can see. And then what if we put this over the top of that? Doesn't that just change how it looks? And it may be in the shadow a little bit, so I'll lift it up here. Can you see how that stamping around the edge just kind of adds just a little bit more dimension? It actually makes the seedless preserve darker by putting it on the brown. Go ahead and glue this together. Wilted violet is another. Oh, and peacock feathers? Huh, interesting. I wonder how close it is to the mermaid lagoon. That blue, or is it more green? I know they have tons of colors. I don't always go out and buy the new colors of Distress or Oxide inks. Can get my words out. But if I find them on sale, I might pick one up if it's a color that isn't close to what I already have. Okay, I'm trying to get that lined. That looks pretty good. I've got my little sayings and sentiments. Let's see what this has in it. Oh, here we go. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I don't know that it needs a frame around it. I think I kind of like it with that white over the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. Is it a pretty color? You just looked it up? Blueprint sketch. Yeah, I like blueprint sketch too. Yeah, blueprint sketch is a good one that I use. The dark, that kind of a dark blue. All right, let's put that right here. All right, so we didn't do anything to the inside here. Do we need a pocket on the inside of our journal, little mini journal? I don't know if this will, that won't fit this way. That's too deep this way. I've got this little pocket that I made. I think that would look good, just kind of sticking that right there. We need something above it, so let's look. Let's take a look here. I use this stencil a lot. It's one of my favorites, the Diamonds with Flair stencil. I think I'm going to put some more Distress Oxide on here. Now, do we want to use a different color on the inside? Well, you know, you mentioned Blueprint Sketch. Let's just do that. Is this my blue? Yes. Here's the Blueprint Sketch. So I don't get it all over my desk. I'm putting a little scrap of paper down. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, just a subtle pattern. And we could also spray over this with some tattered angels. Maybe I'll grab the purple, and then it'll have a little bit of a reaction with the Distress Oxide if we spray over it. Okay, so here, trying to do this quickly. If you like a really dark pattern, then take your time and do some swirls. But I think a subtle pattern works on that, doesn't it? Just a subtle pattern there. All right, let's see. I had pop rocks earlier, so I'm just going to kind of just adding a little bit to it. We'll dry it real fast. You know, working with the paper sack, using that brown, so it gives it a pretty little shimmer. Of course, it's wet right now. You just got the new gray color. Oh yeah, wild honey. That's a good color. I think I have one of those. No, I have fossilized amber. I may have wild honey in the old distress inks. And I got pumice stone because it was on sale, and I didn't really have a gray distress ink. It's kind of a green gray color. Okay. Get my gloves off again. All right, so this is the front, so I don't get it messed up. I'm going to put this pocket right here so it gives us a nice little background. And this is a gel print that I made a while back, and I've backed it with a book page and made little tabs on it and stitched upon it. Okay, so put it right here. I think I have a journal card, but oh, it will fit. I've got this purple journal card that'll fit in there. I just noticed this is poking off the side. So let's find a sentiment to put on there. How about always dream big? I think that'll work. You have the lemonade one in your cart? Oh yeah, I need to put the link to that. Always dream big. And then this can go in here. And I think we need something on top of there. So let's see. I have some fussy cuts here. I'm looking. Let me see if this, nope, that would be too far. But this is one of Norella's images. I can't remember which kit it's from. But I think it would be pretty just laying on the side there. So let me get my distress ink. All right. So that'll go there. I'm trying to make sure I don't put it over too far. Robin's always asking me to put doilies on stuff, so I'm trying to do more of those. Got some here. Let's see what this looks like if I put a doily behind it. So what if we were to cut that in half and put that right here? Okay, I think that'll work. So I'm going to fold it in half. And let's add some distress inks to the edge. I'll go ahead and do both sides, even though I'm going to cut this in half. That way it's done for when I want to use it later. And I think to add color, let's use the Distress Oxide Seedless Preserves. So I'm going to get my glove out so I can hold it and not get it all over my fingers. It just really changes how this white doily looks, adding a little bit of distress ink on it. I like that color. All right, let's cut this in half. So I was going to put that right over here. Like that. What do you think? Just adding a little bit there. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and glue this piece. All right, so if I put this here, I think what I'm going to do temporarily is fold this over. That way, when I glue this down, I stay within the spine. And let's just put glue on the back side here. And I don't want to go up too far because I don't want it to glue to my journal card. So I'm going to take this out just in case. And then come down as far as I can here. There. Yeah, that works. And then this will go in here. Always dream big. And let's find another sentiment to put. How about live your best life right there? Comes in handy to stamp all of these ahead of time, so I don't have to sit here and think about which stamp am I going to get out, find the stamp, stamp the stamp. All right. Okay. I like it. You know what? I haven't stamped this journal made by, so let's do that. And I'll sign it. That way the inner journal definitely has my signature. And today is 7/10/23. This is my father-in-law's birthday. And he is en route to go to South Africa. He's going on a safari. Even though he just recently had surgery, but he's going anyway. The doctor told him that he could only take a weapon that was of a certain caliber or below so that he didn't injure his shoulder when he was shooting. I guess it would be this side. Yeah. So he's excited. I'm glad he gets to go. All right, so that'll be the front. I think we'll leave the back as it is, and let's work on the pages. I think let's do something with this page. I was making this because I thought maybe what I could do is maybe cut this into a couple of pieces. And where did they go? I've got these little notepad pieces that we could add to the music, and it would give a little pop of color behind. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is cut this into, I don't know, strips maybe? Let's cut it into 2-inch strips. I'll cut a 2-inch strip and see how that looks. And I'm going to make it 4 1/4 inches. And let's look at this. So if I were to put this here and then add another piece of paper there, so it gives us a little pop of color on top of what would be a plain piece of sheet music, but you'll still be able to see the sheet music behind it. Do you like that? Okay. Oh, have a fun time, Sheila. All right, so let's put some distress inks around this piece. Okay. Okay, I like that. And I've got 2 of these, so we could put one here and then maybe put the other on the other page. I was just going to leave a little bit of a space so you can see the sheet music behind there. And maybe a stamped image. Let's see what I've got here. I've got this blue or the pink. I guess that's more purple than pink because here's a pink. Maybe. Seems like it needs one other thing, doesn't it? It just needs one other little touch behind there. So let's think for a moment. I just saw this little piece of yellow paper. And I'm going to rip Isn't that what it needed? Just another little pop of color behind there? I think it did. All right, so I'm going to add some distress ink to that. And I just realized the way I tore this that the words go this way. So I'm going to get a scrap of paper and let's get, yeah, let's do the hint of rose. I'm going to stamp over it and that'll obscure that text a little bit. So that was a piece of paper that I painted with, I don't know. It might be Distress Oxide or acrylic paint because it looks like it's got shimmer over it. Like I painted it and then sprayed it with Tattered Angels. And that added a little pattern to it. So if we put this right here and then this, I kind of like that. All right, let's do this one just so it's done. All right, I'll set that aside. I may use it later. Okay, save that for later. I need another one of these. Okay. All right, let's glue this piece down. People would die if you didn't have coffee. Yeah. Well, Henry went to see his parents. In fact, he took his dad to the airport this morning. And when he got to his parents' house, his dad offered him a cup of coffee. Well, he hasn't been drinking coffee. And he's like, no, I haven't been drinking coffee, so I don't want to right now. Because same thing, if he stops drinking it, he wakes up with a terrible headache. So you kind of have to do something to compensate for that. It's a good thing you're a recluse. How are your kitties doing, Robin? Robin's got a couple of kittens that she's been raising. Okay. I brought it down a little bit further because I wanted to see more of the papers. And then we'll put this right here. How's that? I don't want to make it too thick because it's going in the envelope. And then that way, if someone writing has plenty of space. I didn't put anything on this piece, did I? Let's put some seedless preserves. Oh, I just grabbed the wrong. I hate it when I do that. I grabbed the wrong brush. Oh, that's interesting. I may have to save that. It's a rubbing through the stencil. That's kind of cool. All right, so I need this one. This goes with the blue. It needs to go back in there. Here we go. There we go. All right, let's flip this over. And before I put that down again, I'm going to get a scrap of paper in my stencil. Oh, I got stuff all over my fingers again. Clean my hands. They're adorable, yeah. Well, we had a set of 5 kittens, and then one day it was 4 kittens. We found out later that our neighbor at the shop took one of the kittens because her cat had kittens, and she thought her cat would nurse it and take care of it, which she did. And then last week, we've been touching the kittens and talking to them and feeding them and playing with them a little bit. And we came in and all the kittens were gone the next day. So I don't know what happened to them. I think someone took them. We couldn't see them on our camera at the shop, so they must have known where the camera was and just kind of bypassed it. I'm going to put it in the center more so that your writing space is out at the edge. I think I'm going to do this too. Okay. Open that back up. So I'm going to place this on this side at the same height, just because. Ah! That's funny, Julie. So, Julie, are you watching on a device where he can hear? Or are you watching it with earbuds or something like that? We'll say thank you, Julie's husband, for bringing her coffee. That's so sweet of you. Okay, I got that lined up. Do I want to use this as a guide? Might as well. So using that page that was all different patterns gives us another bit of decoration we can add to our journal pages. So they're got a little pop of color. I think I need to add some distressing to the edges of this piece. I know Jennifer's been away. She had to deal with a death in her family. So she had to go drive and pick up a family member and bring them to Oklahoma. He didn't hear me? Oh. He's in the next room? Okay. All right, let's put that right here. So I know everybody has their own things that they're going through, and I appreciate y'all taking the time to come hang out with me for a little bit. And I hope this brightens your day. It gives you a little joy in your life. How about very important? And how about to-do list? Now I think we need to put something behind those because they're kind of lost. I could bring it down So, should I put a piece of paper behind it and put it up here, or just bring it down lower? Let me get a drink of water. I've got, let's see what I've got here. I've got this blue that I could cut a strip. Let's cut a strip out of this. Maybe 1 inch, 1.25 inches. Behind it. Okay, so we could do something like this. This is another gel print. And we can put this up here. What do you think? Need to fill that space with something? Gotcha. So it kind of makes your flow around the page. So we can put this one up here. How's that? Let's move this out of the way for a moment, just so that we don't have anything competing with it. I think that works. Do you feel like we need something here too, or just leave it the way it is? I don't know if I have... I don't think I have one colored, but I have this other flower, but I think I don't want the two different flowers there. I've got a little birdie I could cut out and put in that corner. And I looked and I see some butterflies, but I'm kind of thinking maybe the birdie. All right, just adding some distress inks to the edges. Makes it look good. Okay. That one there, and this will go over here. You know, so if you've got a gel print that, you know, when you look at it as a full page, you're like, eh. But if you cut it up, it makes some pretty little pieces to use for collaging in your journal. The rest is fine to you? Okay. No birdie. We'll put the birdie somewhere else. Glue that onto this piece. Kind of like that. And then let's add some glue. Margie, are you lurking? Because I don't see you chatting today. Are you okay, Ladybug? I'm gonna leave a little bit of space here. Kind of handy that I didn't glue down that flower all the way, because I could stick a piece of that corner underneath. So let's glue these together. Okay. Kind of like that. Now, what should we do on the other side? I've already distressed a couple of these tear-off notepad papers. So I could do a blue set on the other side. So here is one page, and here is the other side. I have this in blue I could do here. Or I can look to see what else I have in my little basket. Oh, I've got this one. We could put that on here instead. So let's do this. Let's add some distress inks to the journal page. So I'm going to fold it back on itself. Come down the edge. And I got to make sure that when I lay this down and I start working on it, that I have it with the right side up. Not upside down. Oh, I dropped my Drop my tool. All right, let's look. That's the top. So we're going to come over here. What if I were to put this? It needs something else though, doesn't it? Maybe if I add some distress inks around the edge of the book page so it's not just stark white, or I can mat it with another piece of paper. I don't want to put too much behind it because I really would like to be able to see the music. I'm just doing 2 of them. We could also, you know, layer them. I mean, that's kind of a waste. So let's see what else I've got here. Let's put this back. I put all my, well, not all. I put several of these little notepads that are tear off pages in a basket so that I can grab it quickly. I still have more. They're in another spot. I just put in there, which I had room for. Hey, Jennifer. Hello. Welcome, welcome. This is how my nails turned out that I started the other day when we were together. So glad to have you here. All right, let's see. That's kind of a bright. Oh, these are interesting. These are kind of like color block that I made on the gel plate. I don't know. I may save those for something else. Maybe I'll grab a book page out of this book. Oh, not that book. That book doesn't have any pages in it. That was just a cover. Here we go. All right, so what if we were to lay this on the book page? Do I want it to have a little bit of the text behind it? And we'll color that text? Sure, why not? So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to trim this a little bit. And I'm going to score this right where the text starts. Okay, I thought I just had my bone folder. Where did it go? Seriously, I didn't put it up this time. I know I didn't because... All right. We'll just use something else. Let's see if I've got the right one here. This one. All right, we'll score this gently because it is a book page. I think I'm going to make a pocket. Okay, and then I'm going to go this way and score right across here. And fold that down. Okay, so then when I put this piece on top, I'm going to come over here and score this about 1/4 of an inch. I've got stuff in the way, so my cutter's not coming all the way up. About 1/4 of an inch of space. I think that'll work. So I'm going to score this. Okay, what happened to my tool? There it is. I am going to use my pencil real quick, just so I can make a nice light mark. And then about 1/2 an inch away from that mark. That's too far. There we go. And then I'll fold this over. So if you don't know the precise size that you need to make for your pocket, you have a piece of paper that you want to use on top of it, well then just score it, fold it, cut it without actually truly measuring it. All right, let's do this. And then we're going to come over about 1/2 inch. Cut that piece off. All right. I should have done this twice, but I think I'm just going to do it to one to see if we like it. I'm going to cut the corner. We may end up gluing part of these tabs down, so I want to have the option. All right, so I'm folding in those tabs. And what color should I put behind that? Should I do the seedless preserves or should I pick a different color? I have picked raspberry. It'll take me a moment to find my pink. It's just not, that's not my pink. Where is my pink? That says purple. My pink one is missing. We may have to forego pink. Forest moss. How weird. I must have put it somewhere because it's not here. You know what? I have a dauber I can use. And I see a pink. So let's get that out. Oh, you see, you want that blooming gel? It's fun to use, isn't it? Just by watching what I did. Thank you so much. All right, I think I'm going to do the pink. See how that looks with the pink behind there. And then when we layer that on here, that pink coming out. Alrighty, let's come down this edge. I'm getting a little bit off my page that I have underneath coming in, but that's okay. Okay, I like that. Get my distress ink out. Probably should stamp around the edge as well. I think you can see it a little bit of the text. I don't know. I may go ahead and stamp on it. Oh, it's for nail polish, Julie. It's how I got the, I don't know why I'm showing with the glove, these colors to blend. It's like 3 or 4 different colors of nail polish, and they bloom into each other. Think of it like the alcohol blending solution with the alcohol inks. That's what I would consider it to be close to. I just don't understand what happens to things on my desk. I become blind to them and I can't find them. All right, so I'm going to stamp around the edge here. I think that looks pretty good. Don't need this anymore. All right. I'm putting that there. So when I can't find it later, you say, look up there, Linda. All right. So here is our page that I started. I'm burying things over here to my side. So I'm making sure it's right side up. And let's put it right here on this side. So if I put this page right here in the middle, and if we make it a pocket, should we make it a side loading pocket or a top loading pocket? You let me know which one you would like me to make that with, and I'll go ahead and glue this piece together. And I think I'm going to fussy cut one of these birds to put on here. This notepad has the name of the printing company. It says Brother Sister Design Studio, copyright 2016. So I want to cover that up. Okay. Getting my side. I see side. Okay, so I'll put this back over here. So I got this little bird, so I'm going to put it down here at the bottom. So I'll fussy cut it out. All right, so I got 3 votes for side. Okay. I think I don't remember I called this spring bird. If you go to my shop and sort bird and do newest, then this should show up as the top bird. And I'm using my Fiskars Easy Touch, which has a what I call a micro tip. So it allows me to get in to these smaller areas. My friend Beverly, she can get way up in there when she cuts things out. I'm always afraid that it's going to break apart on me, so I don't get that close. I'm going to add some distressings. And I think that would look good right there. All right, so we want a side pocket. So first thing I'm going to do is glue this little strip down, which will give the pocket a little bit of strength. Okay, and we'll fold the tabs in. And now we're going to put glue on the tabs, and then we'll glue it down on our page. Okay. Put that, I'll put it right in the middle. I like it. And then I think just putting that little bird, it covers up the name of it. And then we have a spot here. Maybe we'll put a sentiment up there. And then let's make a journal card to go inside. Put that right here. And my sentiments. Hey, I've been trying to put things back where they belong so I can find them. Let's see. Let's do this. How about aspire to be amazing? And I think we just need to make a card that fits, that sticks out just a tiny bit. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. Y'all get in on the raffle for 200 junk bucks. Now, even though this is stationery that I picked up as a pad, I don't know if you can tell, but in the background, basically, pardon me, they're just silhouette stamps. So you could silhouette stamp, dye some paper using Kool-Aid or Tattered Angels or acrylic paint, even alcohol ink. and then come back and stamp in solid colors on the corners, and then you have a pretty little paper there. All right. I've got some, this is some, it's not quite watercolor paper. It's a little bit thinner than that. And I think what I'll do is let's measure my pocket, which is 4 1/4 deep, and it is 6 1/2 tall. So if I were to make this so it'll stick out of the pocket, let's make it 4 1/2 inches, so that way it will come out here to the edge. Set that right over here. And then 6 1/2 inches. It should fit, but I'm going to come inside the 6 1/2 inch mark. Cut that off. All right, and before I put my paper cutter away, I'm just going to take this. Did I get it glued? And see if it fits in my pocket, if I have to make any adjustments. So see, it just barely sticks out so you can get a hold of it. But we could also add a little tab. I think that's what I'll do. I'll add a little tab onto it. Okay, so I need my tab punch. I've got a tab punch, and let's find some papers. Well, that goes, this is up and down that way, so that didn't help me. Ah, what about this? I've got these paint pieces. So what if I were to either, let's cut a strip that'll go down the edge here. I'm trying to decide which one I like better. Let's use this one, which is my Art Deco flower. And then let's find a, you know, I may have a piece of black paper here I saw. Maybe I should get my black scraps. Let's do that. Okay. I don't do it as much now as I used to. When I used to make greeting cards, I would have a bin beside me, and any scraps left over went into the bin. Then when either I needed some inspiration or the bin was overflowing, I would stop and sort the pieces by color. So if it was predominantly blue, it went into the blue pocket. If it was predominantly black, it went into the black pocket. So these are all gray to black scraps that I've had left over from projects. So I like to use this. So for example, this piece should be big enough that I can use it to make a tab punch. And I'm going to show you a trick on getting that to fit into the punch when it's not very big. So you take this piece, and I'm going to put a little bead of glue and place it right on the edge. And I'm going to get my block. And so this piece of paper now helps me, like if I turn it the right way, because you can't get your fingers on it, But now I can take it and look. All right, I don't want the tab, so I can put it in here, and I'm going to put my acrylic block over the top of it. I feel like my camera needs to be moved just a smidge. All right, and then I'm going to stand up and push. And then you can pull this piece out. So if you ever have, you know, just the right side of paper, but you can't get it into your punch, just glue another piece of paper to it. And, you know, this is just a scrap, so I'm just going to set it to the side. And sometimes I save pieces like this to do a random collage masterboard where I would select all the black papers or the blue or pink and then collage them all over one piece of paper. So it kind of depends what you want to do. Here recently I've been throwing a lot of those pieces away. All right, let's put that in here. All right, so I'm going to take this and fold it. Get rid of this. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm going to do a strip off of here. Let's do it about 1.5 inches so we get a nice pretty representation of this pattern across the page like that. I'll save that for another deal. You like that? Thank you so very much. Hey, Dorilla. There might be some silver in my pocket as well. Okay. I think I want some color over here. So I'm going to grab my Tattered Angels. And I'm putting my gloves on while I was looking around. All right, there's the Enchanted Rose. And I just want a little bit. I'm hoping this will be close enough to a pale pink. I may go ahead. I think I'm going to. I'm going to use the Pop Rocks. I'm adding a little bit of purple to that. You need to know, is that metallic color silver or not? I don't know which is the metallic color. Are you talking about on this gel print? Yes, there's some silver and black on this, if that's what you're talking about. All right, let's add some distress inks to the edges of this piece. So it gives us that mixed media feel by adding the color, spraying that on there. You see the little dots? It's okay if you get some on the back side. It happens. It's a junk journal, right? So it doesn't really matter. I did re-ink my Distress ink pad just before the live. So it's giving me a nice crisp brown. I'll line this up with my page or journal card. And let's cut it to fit. Now, do I want to put the page tab under the print so that it's here? I don't know if you can see that. Or should we put it to where it's over so you kind of see that it's a page tab? Can you see that? I don't know if that... I'm trying to make it where I can... Here we go. We'll use this block. Okay. So, do we want it under the gel print strip or on top of the gel print strip? While you're contemplating that, I'm looking to see what kind of flowers I have. These are some Calico Collages flowers that I've reduced the size of. So maybe that needs something else with it though. I'm digging around to see what I have in my little bin beside me. Maybe I've got this pink. Is that too much the wrong shade of pink? I mean, that really stands out, doesn't it? Ah, but maybe this piece. I don't know. Maybe it didn't use that piece. Under. Barbara says under. Julie says under. Robin says under. Okay, everybody wants it under. Maybe this will be better. Okay, so let's do this first. Let's add some Distress inks. So we're going to kind of make a cluster. I think I want to put it right about here. So I'm going to rip this. And this is where I just cleaned off my brayer. I keep those pages. You never know when you're going to need a little something. All right, so I just kind of tore that out. And I'll add, come on, get off my finger. We'll add some Distress inks to the edges. And I found this little bitty piece of blue. All right, so first I'm going to glue this piece down. So I'm going to use my acrylic block since I don't know where I did with my bone folder that was just here a few minutes ago. Crease this really well. And then I'll glue this down. And maybe we should look for a little strip of paper, or I can find a sentiment to put on the tab itself here. All right, I'll glue this one down over here. And then this is all going to be in a little cluster over here. I'm thinking of one more thing that I want. See if I can find it. Here we go. Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you so very much. Here's a coffee dyed tiny postcard. I think that makes a nice little selection. A little cluster. These are some of my shorter word phrases. And I think that will fit right there. Be the light. This will go right here. You like that? Got back over here. Need a drink of water. Time to stretch. I know, we need to do a raffle. Thank you, Julie. Oh, and I just think one more thing. I've got the Henna Rose stamp. And I'm going to glue this piece down in a moment. Yeah. First, I'm going to stamp this so it's coming out from underneath. And then we'll glue this down and glue that over it. So then we have this little flourish coming out from underneath. And I think this rose is upside down. That's okay. We can fix it before we glue it down. Or we could have covered it up so you couldn't see the stem. Or I guess you could pretend it was falling. Thank you so very much, Julie. All right, so let's glue this down right here. So we've used some Tattered Angels, we've used some gel prints, some stamped images. All right, I think what I want to do is glue this all together. All right, so I'm going to put a little drop of glue here and then a little glue right there just so I can get it somewhat positioned. And then this piece I want in here. Put a little glue in there and then smushed it together so I could get this piece to stick out. And then this will go right there. So you see how I made that little cluster? Real simple. Okay. I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple and flat because it is going in a pocket. And if you put 3D elements on it, like rhinestones, then they have a tendency to hang as they're trying to go in and out of the pocket. So you either have to make a smaller card or a bigger pocket so that it can accommodate the bulk. All right, and we're going to put Be the Light right there. Yeah, doesn't matter. It would not have mattered. They grow everywhere. So what is your, when you're making a journal, what's the one thing that you always try to make sure to do a certain way? I try to put things in right side up. Could be a client, right? Could be coming down. All right, so there's my journal card. And it's silver with a black behind it. So on screen, it probably only looks silver, but it does have black behind it. And we didn't put anything on the back here. Maybe we should put a little something. I'll stamp this henna rose just a little bit, just the top. How's that? So it gives a little bit of something without it being 100% plain on the back. All right, so we made all that mess, and then this is going in here. So we have this little tab that's sticking out, and it worked out perfectly. So it's not sticking too much past the page, but we've got a nice little pocket there. You like it? All right, let's flip this over, and let's decorate this side. We're going to do this one differently. I still have one of these pages. I have this pink paper. I'm kind of thinking of just doing a layered effect. Well, maybe we'll put a different thing across there. I do have another half of this doily. So then I'm thinking switching this over. And maybe instead of using that whole doily, I'll come down just a little bit and just use a piece of it. What do you think? Looks good? Okay. So we need some Distress ink around this page. Alrighty. Do the raffle. I don't wanna. Okay. I had something the other day. Where'd it go? Oh, this will work. Okay, this is going to seem really an odd gift, but I'm going to pass it along. I'm making a bundle. Okay. I'm going to do the raffle now. All right, the winner of 200 junk bucks is the Mrs. Edmondson. Congratulations. All right, so this is going to be stickers. I cannot type. What else we got here? Note, paper, pen, and warmers. Okay. So this is an oddball gift. My mother-in-law's been saving things for me. So I saw her Tuesday, and she gave me this weather almanac. It's a 11 by 8.5 tall-ish book. So if you're working on a big book and you need bigger papers, this will be perfect for that, because you could use these pages to add your own elements. I like the way the leaves look here. So there's a few images in here, so you could add your own take onto it. Yeah, hail is the big deal always in our forecast. So there's that. You get an Old Farmer's Almanac, which basically has a 2-page spread for each month in it. And then this is a letter opener. And this is a multicolor clickable pen. It's green, blue, black, and red. And then this is a package of tissues. So you fold it in half, and then you have this pretty little package. And then I have this note paper that has a little birdie, and it says notes. So there's several pages of that. And then this is a faux postage bunch of little red, white, and blue type things. So I'm going to put all that together. All right, I think I did open the giveaway, didn't I? No, open the giveaway. There we go. The moon and the clouds on the first. Yeah, it's kind of cool, wasn't it? All right, let's set this up here where I can find it. I need to clean my hands off. Oh. Oh. All right, so let's glue this up here, and then I'll put this page down here and glue that doily over the sentiment. All right. So some random things that you can use in your journals. I am trying to not keep everything, so that was the reason I'm passing those along. She gets mailers all the time where they're trying to get them to donate money. So they'll usually send a notepad, or they'll send a calendar. They'll send stickers, envelopes, all kinds of little things like that. All right, let's put this right about here. All right, so I'm putting this doily down here. I think what I want to do, I was trying to decide if I want to put it all the way on the bottom. Maybe just the corner. All right, let's see what happens if I just did the corner. I think that looks kind of pretty just right there in the corner. So I'm going to crease this and then cut it. This is one that did I do the Distress Oxide on it a minute ago? I think that's what it was. I'll put it all the way into the corner. So put just little dots. I should have got my other bottle of glue, but this one was just laying here. So I'm just putting tiny, tiny little dots on the back here. Go right here in the corner. Get my Distress ink and we'll do this edge. That's kind of pretty. Maybe out of the Fussy Cuts from Norella, we'll find something else. I see one that I might like. This one or this one. So this one has a little vase. And then this one was just a little pink flower. And I think I like this one better. I found that if I get Norella's Fussy Cut flowers, they are in several different sizes already. But what I like to do is do a group printing. And on my computer, it looks like photograph printing. So you can choose if you want it to be 5x7, 4x6, 3x5, something like that. And so I will choose different sizes and then print them. And that gives me this variety. I thought maybe I got the little mason jar. Does the mason jar fit? Or should I do the library card? Or maybe both. Like that in the corner. Okay. Like that corner? So it's a different way of building a cluster, just building it direct on the page. All right, let's see. Let's get another one of my little... Got be extraordinary. Believe in yourself, or love flows quietly. I think I like that one. I try to put in my website, whenever I show you one of these stamps, if it's a stamp set, if you type in that phrase, it should find it in the search, even though the name may be like always the great things, expect great things. I think there's a set of 4, but if I showed you one of the other 4 stamps, you wouldn't really know that they all went together. So I tried to go ahead and put the names of each one in there. Oops. Robin's leaving us. Y'all behave. You know, even though I'm just making this as a insert journal, you know, take these ideas and use them in any size journal that you like. All right, so I'm going to glue these 2 together. And then I'll glue this over the top. Come down just a smidge. I think that looks pretty good. Let's glue that down. I'll go ahead and glue it all the way down. There we go. Have to be good. Look how I like it. So we've got some different options here. Made a little cluster on that page. So this can go in our journal here. I like it. All right, let's get the next page set. What did I do with them? Where did I put them? No. Ah, jeez. Okay. I think I just have, yeah. So that was the sheet music. This is a coloring book page. I think we need to do something to this side of the coloring book page so that it's not so plain. So how about if we stamp a border all the way around, and let's add some distress inks to it. Robin's gone. Well, I hope everybody is having a good July. I mean, we've already had Independence Day here in the United States, and it's July 10th already. Can you believe it? You know, half of the year is gone already. It's like astounding to me how fast time goes by. Party time! Do you have big plans for the rest of the year? And you have maybe a goal to make or places to go, people to see? Love to hear it. For me, I need to work a little bit more in my garden, especially before winter gets here, so that it will look even better next spring. I need to use some things in my craft room, which I'm doing a little of every day, that I can get in here. I think I'm going to put this border on here. I am going to go on a trip in September. We're going on a cruise. I started it. Yep. Survival is your plan. I understand that, Julie. I do. All right, we'll put that right here. Party time. Oh, Robin's back. It's been weird weather for this month because of the rain. And now it's starting to get, hot. So we have a couple of hot days and then it rains for a couple of days. A couple of hot days and it rains for a couple of days. It's so weird because we're not used to having rain in July. So when you're in the journal, all right, I know, there it is. I couldn't get the page to open up. And you had this page and then you flip it over, you got that border all the way around. Stamp this one. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to finish this journal insert today. And then I'm going to get off here. Get ready for Henry to come home. He may be already in there and I can't hear him. Sometimes he does that. Hercules didn't get up, so he must not know that anybody's here if he is. He may have had more work to do than coming home early. All right, so there's just adding a little border all the way around. Yeah, I love the ocean. Yeah, I do. But that's where I grew up, and that's probably why I love the ocean. I love visiting it. There are some times that we've gone on trips, like in August, and we went to the ocean and went to the beach. It was so hot. I was like, I'd rather go back to Oklahoma. At least there I knew where I could get cool. Okay, I like this. We'll have this page. And then this page. I got out this computer paper. So I was kind of looking to see what do we need to do to this computer paper. And I think I need to spray it. We've got some pink and we've got some purple. We got a little bit of teal. So what if I were to spray this with some teal or use some distress oxides on the edges to give it some color? I'm getting my gloves on. Yeah, it has been a very green July. Okay. Maybe a teal. Those are all my purples. Let's get a blue. I'm just going to grab a couple of Tattered Angels. So this one was from the Under the Sea Waves. Hopefully it'll spray. It does a little bit. So I'm just going to spray it all over. So that way we get a little bit of color all over it. I got one more color here. This one was called Christmas Blue. I don't know if it'll work, but it's just another shade of blue. All right, and I think I'll get rid of those. Let's dry this, and maybe we'll stencil a little bit on top of it. Barbara won 20 junk bucks. Yet, but if you can hear me, definitely speak up in the chat so I know that I'm back. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep distressing. And I'll get the raffle started again. I'm back, I'm back. Giveaway. Okay. There I am. Thank you. If it weren't for technology, how would we survive? How would we survive? I went into a store the other day and we were talking about bagging groceries, and I worked for Homeland. And years ago, whenever you were a checker at Homeland, that actually sent you to school when you became a new employee. So they would train you on how to use the cash register, how to look up the codes for all the produce, how to sack everything correctly. I mean, it was a big old deal. And they were saying, well, now these days, no one has checkers. They have the self-checkout, you know. All right. Yeah, technology is not good for us. There's so many things that because of technology we no longer do. And so people don't have the skill set to do a lot of things. I'm kind of glad that, you know, I'm of that era that lived before the internet, before cell phones. I mean, we grew up using our home phone, and it was expensive to call anybody long distance. You know, now with our cell phones, you have free, unlimited, you know, calling just to anywhere. All right, I'm just adding some distress inks to the edges. Okay. Hey, Julie, if you hear me, you may need to reset or reload in order to get the chat back. This is still a little damp, but... All right, so we're getting all these pieces. I'm trying to decide, do I want this to be the center? I think I want it to this way, yeah. I don't know, do I want to stamp that anymore? I mean, we really grunged it up now. You know what? I need a different stamp. I've been using the same one. So I've got the Ulysses butterfly. We're going to stamp that. Oh, your technology comment went missing? So it was perfect, Julie. All right, let's put this butterfly, let's put him at the bottom. All right, I got that one. And I didn't get out any more stamps. Oh, let's get the henna mandala out. I haven't used that one in a while. Okay. I've got a pile of things I got to put away. All right, I'm going to stamp it up here in the top. And maybe again here at the bottom. I'm going to do it over here as well. So we did that corner. I like that. All right, we put a butterfly there. So, oh, I've got this little swag stamp, so we'll use that. Put this one back where you belong. So that is the flower swag stamp that I'm getting out now. Move you to this big block for a moment. I'll stamp it kind of in the corner here. Just in the background. There we go. I'm going to stamp it here. So when this folds out, you see all of those options. Don't know why I still have my gloves on, but I'll take them off now. All right, so let's go back to this part. So I had this here, the coloring book page, we stamped, stenciled, and then we have this page that we'll put in the middle. I think that works. All right, so let me get my bookbinding tools. Need that. Need some wax linen thread. I need my binder clips. Thank you, Robin, for these little clips. I use them all the time whenever I make my journals. I have a bookbinder's needle. I'm looking for a template. That might work. I was trying to see if I had one that's a little shorter, but I don't think I do. Unless I go with this one. I may do that. Okay. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to get my pages all lined up. If you want more pages, of course, you can add more. This is going inside a envelope that's part of the cover of my journal. That way it gives the journal a little bit more heft in the cover. Come here. All right, let's get that straighter. Okay. All right, so I've got a little template here that's got 3 holes. So I'm just going to center that. That looks pretty good. Use my awl and poke holes down the center. Close that. Put the template away. I need 3 times the height of the journal. 1, 2, and I'm not going to go quite 3 because my holes are closer together. Bookbinder's needle. Let's bind this up. Made your own template? Yeah, I mean, you can make your own. It's just I make them sometimes when I do different sizes of journals, and then I have some in my little bin that's for a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. So you have options. Hang on to the tail. All right, so I want to make sure that it's tight. No slack. And then tie this off. Do it again. All right. And I'll go ahead and cut these off. You could punch some little hearts or other shapes. You could rubber stamp an image and glue it on there to dress it up. I'm trying to keep it relatively simple and flat. This is a little dirty because my mat transferred a little bit, but I think we're okay with it. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to come in and add a little more so it looks like we did it on purpose. And then we've got a journal card here in a pocket. This is plain, ready to go. There's no sentiments on these pages, so they give you plenty of room to choose what you want it to say. I'm glad I chose the henna mandala. I like it. Got a nice variety in it. So this is going... Hey, Hercules, where you going, buddy? Inside this envelope here. All right, y'all enter the raffle if you haven't already. So that's going to go in this envelope. So I'll just pop that in. And then I made a little closure. Do y'all need to see a tutorial on how I made this closure? Because it's really simple. Say yes if you do, and I will do that. You love the little book? Isn't that nice? So then we have in the cover, I have this little piece that flips out. I have a journal card. We have writing space here. And then you open this up, and that's our little pocket. I'll go ahead and put my altered paper clip back on here. All right. Y'all tell me if you want me to show you how I made that closure. If you do, we'll do that right now. If not, we'll go through the journal so far. And then I'll get off here. Maybe this piece. I don't know. That's not quite the right color scheme. Maybe this one. Okay. So that's the journal cover. We made the background here last week. And now that I've had a chance, I'm going to see, do we like this together with the pink? And I think I need to put another color in between there. And I happen to have another piece. Nope, that's not big enough. I do have this piece. You know, I found I've a little piece of this handmade paper. Thank you so much for your donation, Jennifer. I'm thinking of adding just a little piece of this handmade paper right behind there. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to do a raffle here in just a moment. I'm going to give away this bundle of stickers and the almanac and the notepad paper. And Depending on how I feel this week, I may continue this journey of building this mixed media journal next week, or I may switch over and do some traveler's notebook. Kind of depends upon how things come together. I'll glue these down. So put this one here. Okay. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope I've given you some ideas, using some of the things you already have. I think I want another postcard. Do I want this color of one? Or do we want the darker one? I think I want the lighter one. Making little clusters using our mixed media pages that we've made. Put some glue on this flower and then I'll tuck the postcard behind it. Okay. Oop, went flying. All right, we're going to pick the winner. Just a moment. So that says collect beautiful moments. Should we put a sentiment down here? When you see a chance, take it. How about that? Right there. Tough choice, huh? Okay, I like that. All right, let's finish that. Lots of stuff going on there. Okay, so let's pick a winner of this little bundle of goodies. Has the almanac, a multi-colored pen, some tissues, a letter opener, a little notepad, and some stickers. So the winner is Jennifer. Congratulations, you won all this good stuff. Alrighty. I think I'm going to get off here now. I've shown y'all some fun stuff. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to add some little embellishments, make your own things. I hope you have an amazing week. Do something fun, do something creative, do something kind for somebody else this week. Maybe if we spend a little bit of time trying to spread joy in the world, a little kindness, that it'll just build like a wildfire, and we'll all see a lot more kinder people out there. All right, well, I will get off here. Y'all have an amazing week. Thank you so very much for being here today. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me, supporting me. You were a lot of fun in the comments. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.